They can lock your body, but they cannot lock your mind. And I just left H&P ISIS. Earlier on, I was in H&P Belmarsh, and I do prison work. I go to prisons to spread love and light and give the inmates that upliftment. You know, I used to be in prison, so the reason I go to prisons now is, again, just to spread love and light, to, you know, tell them how I got through my journey, how I was able to change my life while I was in there, or how I was able to choose a lifetime over dead time. And yeah, man, it was a good, powerful session today. It's always a powerful session, to be honest. And they felt it. They felt it, man. As you can imagine, even for me, you know, going back there is quite traumatic. I do feel it also. It can be heavy, you know, but like I said, I'm going there for a reason, man. And this is why I wanted to make this video. Why? Because some of you guys are free and you're in prison within your mind. So if you can imagine, for them, their physical body is locked up, but their mind is free. And for you, your physical body is free, but your mind is in prison. You see, a lot of people imprison themselves within their mind. They refuse to grow. They refuse to learn anything new, and they refuse to drop any of their old habits. That in itself is a prison. Why? Because without growth, you become stagnant. Without growth, you're unable to evolve. And if you can imagine, the men in there, they are quite stagnant. They're facing some serious time, and you know, they say they get light and upliftment from me. I go in there with a guy named Michael. He's from the U Project, and the U Project stands for Your Own Universe. So we're basically telling them that, which is the truth, is that all the keys and elements you need to make your life better are already within you. Your own universe. And that's amazing. So today we went in there, we done some really good work, man. We set the scene nice, you know, set it in a circle, chairs in a circle. The circle is to signify that, you know, life is continuous. Nature is continuous. You know, it's a cycle. Also, if you think about Arthur and the Round Knights, you realize that nobody's more important than anybody else. And nobody's better than anybody else. That's why we sit in a circle, so it's equal. So we're connected. You know, we'll have the fireplace on the TV in the background with some nice meditation music. We turn the lights down low and we talk. We have tough discussions about things that, you know, are difficult, things they're facing, things they're going through. Now, some people out there will be like, oh, why would you spend time with prisoners? They've done many bad things, this, that, and the other, and, you know, leave them alone. They're just terrible people. Well, I was also one of those terrible people. And when I was in prison, everybody left me. When I was in prison, everyone left me for dead, you know, including family members at times. So, you know, and that's where I was able to do the most change. I remember thinking about the world and how the world views me, how the world was seeing me, and I felt like I wasn't a part of society. You aren't when you're in prison, but I also knew that I'd come back home into society. And, you know, we want these guys to come back to us. You know, when they get a release date, they are coming home to us. So if we demonize them while they're there, then what version of them will we get back? But if we shoot, then that's what they done to me. They demonized me. However, I was able to rise above that. But if we humanize them, when they come back, we'll get a better version of them. Why? Because there's never a better time to change your life than when you got time on your hands. And one thing we can be certain of is they have time on their hands. I also like to tell them that there's 2 times the time they could be doing. And that's both dead time and alive time. I want to ask you right now, what type of time are you doing? While you have your physical freedom? Are you doing dead time or alive time? Because a lot of you are doing dead time. Why do I say you're doing dead time? Because a lot of you are stuck in the past, stuck in old habits, and just stuck doing things that don't give you no value. And that's dead time. So if you find yourself in a position where you feel like you're not going nowhere, that may be the reason. You see, growth requires action. And action requires movement. Now, if you're not moving in the right direction or doing the right things to edify your mind, then you'll end up being stuck. Some people are also some of you are just lazy also. You don't like being challenged. You don't like when things get rough. And because you don't like when things get rough, you stay in your comfort zone. Comfort can be a fool to people. Comfort can be a fickle safety net. Because once you're comfortable, you don't want to move. Think about it. How many of us have been in bed comfortable and just not wanted to get up? That's what comfort is. It'll make you not want to do things. It'll make you not want to change. It'll make you not want to see a better end, for yourself. It will make you happy with what you got and not want to change that. And for me, that's the worst place to be in, man, because I always want to get better. I always want to evolve, and I always want to add value to people and help them get better and evolve also. So if you're here for comfort, this is not the channel for you. But if you're here on YouTube and you want to grow, then you can grow within this channel. Why? By tapping into your own universe. Now that's not my company. That's a friend of mine's company, but I love the ethos. Your own universe, the You Project. Come on, I go by the name of Hear Me Now. Because who don't hear must feel. And who does hear will heal. That's the part where you get better. So it's not about just the feeling. It's also about the healing. So yeah, guys, man, some of you are in prisons within your own mind. Some of you are trapped within your own thinking. And some of you also are causing your own wounds. So we said a story today, right? We told them a story today, and the story was of the wolves, right? They were hungry. No, the hunters were hunting the wolves, right? And the wolves were hungry. So what the hunter done was cut his hand. The hunter cut his hand and then let the blood drip onto the ice, and then went further out and buried the blade, the knife, in the snow with the handle facing down and the sharp bit facing up. So this knife has blood on it. The wolves smell it. They come. They start licking the ice. When they lick the ice, their tongue goes numb, right? Now their tongue's numb, they can't feel nothing. They just literally keep cutting and cutting and cutting their own tongue. They're inflicting their own wounds upon themselves. No one doesn't like to think about that. But how could you be inflicting wounds upon yourself today? How could you have been inflicting wounds upon yourself all this time? The truth of the matter is we do inflict wounds upon ourselves. The truth of the matter is that we will keep inflicting wounds upon ourselves unless we learn how to cure ourselves or we learn how to heal ourselves. And many people don't want to be involved in the healing. Many people run away from that while staying in their comfort zone. Like it's minus degrees today, right? And many people just want to stay within their electric blanket. Instead of coming out of that comfort zone, facing, let's say, the elements, which is your mind, your mindset, how you think, how you feel. And some of us just want to stay within wherever we are. But on this channel, I'm here to help you grow. On this channel, I'm here to tell you that staying where you are is the same reason that is literally keeping you stuck. A lot of you think that you can, just breeze through life in comfort, staying where you are, and when you don't go nowhere, you complain. When you don't go nowhere, you're upset. I mean, what's the point in being upset if you didn't try to make any improvement? So if you haven't tried to make any improvement, then it's almost like you don't have the right to be upset. I can understand if you've been trying to improve yourself and you fight and you're struggling and you feel that you're not getting nowhere, that's different. If that's where you are right now, my advice would be to keep going and not quit 3 feet from gold. Reevaluate and keep going. But anyway, man, today was nice. Today was very enlightening. I learned as much from them as they learned from us. And, you know, it's such a shame as well. You know, so many young guys in there doing, you know, large amounts of time. And again, we live in a society where we are, you know, tough on crime, they say. But that whole tough on crime rhetoric is even just a bit of a joke, because if you have to be seen to be tough on crime, then you're not really addressing the problematic areas. Why? Because you have to be seen to be doing it. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, that was a nice message today. You know, let's not imprison ourselves within our minds. Let's free ourselves from the prisons of our minds. I want you to understand there's two types of time you can do. Dead time or alive time. I want you to ask yourself, what time am I doing, whether I'm free or I'm locked up? Somebody should be locked up that's watching this probably. And if that's you, ask yourself, am I doing dead time is this a waste of time, or am I doing a lifetime that's gonna change my life? And if you are doing dead time now, you can change that to a lifetime, easily. A few simple tweaks that could be changed to a lifetime. And I want you to make them cheap. I want you to make those tweaks because I want you to be doing a lifetime. It's so beautiful, it's so peaceful, it's so harmonious, but it needs work. It definitely needs work, man. So thank you for tuning in. Let me know in the comments if you like this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. You know, the subscriber count is going up, which means the message is getting out there more. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know something that you'd like me to discuss, and we'll do that. Say, hear me now, because who don't hear must feel, and who does hear will heal. Positive is the new gangster. And freeing yourselves from the prisons of your mind should be your #1 intention. Why? Because when you're free from the prison of your mind expands. You start taking on new things, learning new stuff, getting better and better as each day comes. And that's what we're about over here on this channel. Love you guys, man.